want to hear anyone say again. They're like, oh, Hayden Christensen and the Clone Wars Anakin are the same. They're absolutely not. They are not. Okay, there are two different characters. When Hayden was acting in this episode, he was a completely different character. His whole mannerisms, the way he moved, the way he talked, he was a different guy. Okay, I don't know who that was. That was so bullshit.
They shouldn't have needed this show to tell them that.
They should.
Literally every part in the movie, Anakin just whining and depressed and sad unless he's next to his girlfriend. That's nothing like that in Clone Wars. Even when he's like complaining to Obi-Wan after seeing Obi-Wan reject his love life for the thing, he's not nearly as whiny as he is in the show. I mean, the movie.
Yeah. Also, listen. Here's my problem, and I think everybody have talked about this because it's just like everybody who debated me on this, they were angry. They were angry at me at first, and then when they actually understood what I was saying, they were like, "Oh yeah, I guess I kind of see it." But I still enjoy what they had. If you enjoyed what you had, that's fine. Everything in the episode is okay. It's just that like Ahsoka and Anakin have been through a lot, and for them to just not talk about it is just kind of bullshit. Okay, that's my major issue with it. He's like, Anakin and Ahsoka haven't seen the last time Anakin and Ahsoka have seen each other, Vader tried to kill her. Okay? Ahsoka has nothing to say about that.
No. He did kill her.
He did kill her. That's right. And then time travel shenanigans saved her. He says nothing about that. They have this line where Ahsoka's like, oh, yeah, Anakin's like, you are me. You are my legacy. And she's like, oh, well, our legacy is just death and destruction. She's like, is that what this is about? Anyway, moving on. I'm like, no, let's talk about that. I was so angry. Oh, and then
this is your chance to get all your feelings out about after being years of denial that Anakin did this. Then you could finally talk to him and understand why he made that change. You could try to find his point of view. Yeah. And maybe even see if you could think you can redo it. He's dead now, right? He's dead at this point.
Yeah, no, he's dead. Yeah, it's like the real Anakin, I think, but it's like his ghost or something.
Yeah, it don't seem to be his ghost because he's like, oh, no, I wasn't at this battle. Like, of course not.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. And it was
also speaking of that means the siege of Mandalore that everyone kept hyping up. Happens literally like in season 6, because she is 14 in that flashback.
It has to happen after because Balin said that.
It's literally right when she left based on that. She's like, "Oh, this happened right when we split apart."
But
that's what she says.
Listen, some Star Wars lore expert can explain it, but in the last episode, Balin was like, "Oh, Sabine, your parents died in the Siege of Mandalore, and we know Sabine's parents because we saw them in Rebels, so it had to happen." I think it was the when whenever Bo-Katan was sad that she lost the Darksaber, that's probably when like her parents died. So I think that's.
No, I believe you. The problem is they had her revert to her 14-year-old self as she fought in the war at 14,
right?
Which she clearly did not.
Right.
And then Anakin walked into the scene. She was just at least like it would have been better if she was in that scene as an adult. And then when he walked up beside her and he looked at her, she reverted back to that little girl. I think that would have been a little bit more creative.
Yeah.
And more point on.
Yeah.
That was from what I saw of the clip.
I was so like annoyed. Like I said, nothing on screen was terrible. All of it was good, but it was just surface level. Ahsoka's whole arc in Rebels was her having to come to terms with her master was this bad person. And then later it was like, but it's my fault. Like she was like, there was like this subtext of like, she's like, Anakin, I abandoned you, and that's why you turned evil. That's why she stayed behind and died the first time. Because she was like, I'm not gonna abandon you at this time, Anakin. Like she was devastated by it. She doesn't even talk about it. Like, what happened? I don't know.
I kind of put it more on her than on Obi-Wan. Because like you said, I think 100% she could have saved Anakin. Yeah. I think anyone could have turned Anakin in that moment. It would have been her. If she just stayed around, even the second time she stayed around, she left twice.
My other issue was too, this was the perfect, because this is for newcomers, right? You're watching Ahsoka, you don't know who this is. You don't watch fucking Clone Wars if you just met her for the first time here. So this will be the time to explain, hey, where were you at episode 6? Maybe 5. What happened?
Why
Benny.
I have a question.
When the rebellion was at its peak, why didn't you do anything?
Yeah, what were we
gonna say?
Question. What's up?
Where is this Ezra person at?
Oh, we're about to get him. He's in the other galaxy.
Yeah. He did another galaxy with another guy. He's just probably like playing goldfish or something.
Yeah, so we'll see it. We'll see him soon.
With the squad.
We'll see him soon. So I'm excited for that. But that episode was such a waste of like time, and all it was Anakin teaching Ahsoka like, "Oh, Ahsoka, don't give up." I'm like, oh my god, what a fucking like, oh my god, why would?
Oh god, what a fucking loser.
That was half the episode. Was just like Anakin be like, "Ahsoka, live or die."
This lesson he taught her a long time ago. The thing is, she's a grown woman now, and she's been living. She's been surviving. She learned that lesson when she let herself die the first time. He doesn't need to do it again.
I don't know, but everyone was like, "Oh my god, look at the Clone Wars outfits. They look so good."
Fan service. Yeah, they love fan service, but then get mad when Disney got their way to do it. It's like, no, that's what you respond heavily to. That's what you want.
Yeah, it's like everything. Like I said, it's all good. Like I don't have a problem with it. If it was there on top of the narrative, I would have no problem. Yeah, it was just there. I was like, I'm getting nothing from this. I was like, is this all Anakin and Ahsoka was hyped up to be? This was what Hayden Christensen came back for? He actually does a decent performance, even though the dialogue is terrible, in my opinion. But he does a decent job.
In his mannerism of trying to copy Clone Wars.
Yeah.
But it's just like I don't think he nails it because the dialogue, but he definitely tried. He was close.
Yeah.
This made it more believable that there was a chance that Anakin was like this.
Yeah, because when they talk about Anakin in the originals, and then they hype him up, he's supposed to be a war hero, like a legend among men.
Yeah, so when you go by Clone Wars, he's literally the GOAT. Every time there's a mission and they think they're going to fail, Anakin's the only one who pulls through. This man is leading his whole. He has turned the tides of battle in a spaceship and in like a little X-wing or something against like hundreds of ships by himself.
Yeah,
you will never know that if you watch the movie.
Yeah, so like it's supposed to be that way. So when Anakin does turn to the dark side, it's like heartbreaking. Like, damn, not my boy Anakin, bro. Like,
it's really the greatest hero we had turned evil. Like he's stronger than all of us. He's more skilled than all of us. He's got better attacks than all of us. It looks like the greatest reveal of all time for these people. It's like, nah, not really.
Right. So
he got just like mid-jet by Obi-Wan, who is supposed to be stronger than that point.
Right. Like I said, Anakin's character is just terrible. The only time I ever liked him was in any of the Clone Wars cartoons. Even in the 2003, when it was kind of more like his movie counterpart, he still has better confidence and he's more interesting to watch. So I mean, he just has these little like charms to him in 2003. I like, but like I said, it was such a waste. I was so mad at the episode, and I don't know. It was such a. It could have really contextualized Ahsoka's character in a way that made her so much deeper. Like it was, I have watched this character since I was a child. For that to be her talk with Anakin after all this time was so disappointing. And it was Dave Filoni who did it. Dave Filoni made this character. This is his baby, and that's the best he could do. I was so disappointed. Nah, bro, I'm sorry. I mean,
other than that, since we got to start, I just want people to know that Balin is easily the greatest Sith Lord we have ever seen on the screen.
Yes. So yeah, no,
it's so sad at the fans because he is easily the greatest character Star Wars has ever produced. That is a Sith Lord. Based on one episode, like it was so staggering to watch this man make all the right choices. I'd never seen a villain do that with Star Wars.
He was amazing. But yeah, no. But, I mean, my grievances with that one episode aside, I recommend Ahsoka. It to me, it's a good show. If you liked Rebels and Clone Wars, I mean, if you're a fan of nostalgia, you'll like episode 5.
It's 7:40, by the way.
Oh yeah, so you know, like I just said, it's a good show. Try it. I just didn't like that.
Mm-hmm.
But
all right,
let's pop on.
Okay, you feel better now, Jake?
Oh yeah,
you agree with that.
I didn't know I had feelings. I didn't know I still had.
As Thanos would say, you're not the only one cursed with knowledge. Okay. But anyway, let me start off the show. Welcome, the Comic Fanatic live audience. You're here with me, Cryptid Zeker 415. Red on the outside, Hufflepuff yellow and proud on the inside.
I'm Jake Tylenol, and if Phanatic ever dies, it will be reborn again in my new era.
Austin. Never mind.
I'm Richter. I'm Richter Yodenheim.
No, Austin.
And I am.
No.
And I am savagely gay. I promise you. And I'm here to talk about Black Butler today. I am so excited.
That's Austin. He's a fucking nerd. I'm Richter, also known as Witch of Jotunheim. Pronouns they, he, for anyone curious. And I got tickets to Miku Expo here in April.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I, Richter Jotunheim, did get tickets. Great.
Yeah, when did I buy the tickets though? So me.
They can't prove. They don't know that. That doesn't help them. They can't prove not you.
If you claim to be me, when did I buy the tickets? That's what I thought. Anyways, go see Miku.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, we can move on.
All right, guys. We're going to do something a little different in the situation of Austin. We're going to start with some comics first. So, Austin, you start us off.
I'm going to do a Spider-Man first.
Okay, yeah. We held this off just for you, man.
Yeah, I'll be leaving early, everyone. That's why we're doing this. We're doing Amazing Spider-Man number 33. If you don't remember what happened, Peter Parker got hit with all the sins of Norman Osborn. What that mean, I don't quite know. Because like I still don't know if it's like the memory of what he did, or it's just like literally, oh, Natalie, you got hit with this. You did those things. You think you did those things. Like it's like I don't know how they didn't explain it that well.
The evil intentions is what it is.
Okay, we'll go with that then.
Let's go.
But despite Peter like literally laughing like maniacally, like losing his mind in the last issue, it's like the writer just took like a whole turn on how he wanted this comic to go. Because now you cut to Peter. He's sitting at his house, like just like looking evil, just sitting in his house in a chair, like it's Saturday, like he about to turn like that, like his team looking like a football game.
Mm-hmm.
And he crushes the spider with his hand. He's like, "Man, I spent all this time just holding back. Why? I gotta put these dudes in the dirt. I gotta stop playing around. Stuff would have been different if I didn't hold back all the time. You know, stuff Spider-Man usually thinks about. I don't know what they're framing as evil now.
Yep. You know
anytime
what I like
something
to
bad
do?
happens, Spider-Man think, what if I was just better?
What if I wasn't so friendly?
Yeah, that's how he is this whole section. What if I wasn't so friendly? It's like we seen that arc. We had this before, you know that, right?
Oh, which was where?
Not so friendly Spider-Man. We fought King in the prison.
But this is
that whole section after that thing got shot was crazy until the one above all came. We had to calm Peter down.
Mm-hmm.
But Peter goes to his closet and pulls out the black suit and like, you just have that? It's like he'd be ready, like just turn evil at some point. It's so funny. He just keeps in the closet.
Oh,
anytime something happens, he just goes home and just puts the suit on. Like, yeah, you know what time it is. Like he had to hype himself up. That's what it feels like.
It's his temptation, man. You know those temptations have to be there. Where like, come on, can I just cut loose just one day? One day, come on. He was preparing for this day. He wanted an excuse, you know.
That would it feel. It honestly feels like that. Because he was losing his mind last chapter. You thought he was like going to just immediately go off. Now he went home. He had a plan. He went home and planned something. That's Green Goblin devious right there. That's some straight up crazy stuff. Norman goes looking for him. All he finds is the Spider-Man suit in the trash can. At least I think that's a trash can. It's covered with something.
Yep, it is a trash
Norman,
can.
I mean, you cut that Craven, and Craven's like losing his mind. He's like, Twice I took him. And he fought Spider-Man and beat Spider-Man twice. And now he's talking about his madness. And he's talking about how he fought his dad. But in the background of his brain, all he hears is he needs to run.
Yeah,
he has a flashback to Peter laughing. Yeah, his conscience is telling him, run. You are in danger. He flashed back to Peter laughing. He's like, I know he's going to come for me. He's going to try to take me. But seeing his face and all.
It's his animal instincts, man. You know how like a rabbit will get scared if a fox is around the area? That's what Kraven is right now. Like even the weapons he's going to carry, he's like, all of a sudden these weapons they feel heavier for some reason. Like, oh shit.
Yeah. Kraven, it feels like he's like just 1 minute away from pooping himself. It's kind of hilarious. We've never seen a Kraven in this situation. Yeah, but he puts on his jacket. He get his outfit ready, and he's trying to prepare for Spider-Man. Spider-Man's literally like 5 feet away from him. Spider-Man's already here, and all he can hear is his conscience telling him, "You no longer hunt. You are hunted. You need to run." Peter stabs him with something in the neck, and he makes Kraven's run. I don't remember what this is. So if I see it, I'll break.
I think it's basically adrenaline. No, he wants Kraven to sweat. That's the thing.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was. You're right. Mm-hmm. Kraven immediately starts breaking a run for it. All he got is his shotgun, I think.
Yes,
oh no, it's a rifle. All he has is the one rifle.
A knife.
And we get this and a knife. And we get this cool panel, like this abstract version, like Peter Parker in a suit, in a black suit.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, you better get going. And Kraven's like, no, I'm Kraven the Hunter. I do not run. And Peter breaks the adrenaline in his hand and screams out, run. And you can see his mouth form under the mask, like some old school Venom black suit stuff. It's amazing. It's generally scary. It reminds me like that classic Green Goblin panel.
So continue on, man. Continue on.
The whole Kraven's running through the forest, right? Spider-Man is slowly stalking him. He's like, this dude's playing with me. Spider-Man he runs under a bridge, thinking he's about to get a break. Spider-Man's already under the bridge. Spider-Man comes through the other side of the bridge. He tries to stab Spider-Man. Spider-Man literally just grabs him, starts choking him out under the bridge. You would have thought this looks weird, real suspect. I'm just gonna tell you that.
Like Peter is all like, I can't believe I was scared of you, this and that, all the stuff you did to me over the years. And Kraven's like, that was my father. Like, shit.
He's like close enough, bro. I'm glad writers are just starting to accept that this is the new Kraven, because it gives me hope they just won't bring the other dude back. I just want the dude to be dead. But Spider-Man lets him go, and Spider-Man gives off a very maniacal laugh. I wish they showed the mouth panel here, but it's just like Spider-Man swinging with laughter in the background. But Kraven jumps into the water. He goes into the sewer line.
I like to think that laugh. I was about to say, I like to think back to, you remember that scene in Batman where Batman starts laughing in front of Harley, and she's like, I don't think I've ever heard you laugh before. I don't like it.
No, yeah.
Stop laughing. Stop it. Like, oh, shit. You're scaring me. Oh.
That's funny. I honestly thought Peter was going to do a lot of more mean-spirited taunting.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. Like with the Green Goblin Zero, I thought he was still going to be a motorbot, but it's going to be mean. Like legit, just mean. But no, Kraven's running, and he's like, his voice in his back of his mind is like, no, you want to die. You know what he wants. He wants you to die, and you want to be in the grave with your father. That's what he wants to.
Oh,
and Kraven is losing his mind. He's running. He's sweating, but the sweat is letting off pheromones that is attracting vermin. What people don't know, Vermin is the rat-based Spider-Man villain. But since the time of Kraven's Last Hunt, where Kraven fought one of them, Vermin has become like 50 of them at this point.
He bred like
I don't know.
rabbits.
I don't remember how you multiply it, but there's a lot, 50 of them now, and they used to live in like the sewer on the subway line.
Mm-hmm.
But the vermin come in, they start attacking. They're like, bro, free, it's food down here.
Oh, it's
We
the
had
man.
food in a minute.
Wait a minute, it's not just
It's that man who beat us. It's that man who hurt us.
We were humiliated by this man. Now
I was like, bro, y'all remember that? That was like 30 years ago.
Oh man.
We had like 4 soft reboots. That still canon?
Hey, there's not much to do when you're living in the sewers, you know.
Which Comic-Con appreciates your art, so just want to let you know.
Oh yay! Thank you. I worked really hard on it. I did a TikTok live stream. It took me 3.5 hours.
Yeah. Anyway, continue.
You get Kraven fighting vermin, and you got this cool panel of Spider-Man hanging upside down with the water dripping down his face. But it's way more ominous because of the way they angled it.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, he's in the black suit. And he's just watching, not even talking, just staring at Kraven in this fight. And Kraven starts getting overwhelmed. I was very surprised to see this at first. Yeah. Kraven just get overwhelmed. And they started biting and clawing him. He almost dies. And then Peter jumps in. And then he punches a vermin so hard that he breaks all of the teeth in his mouth.
Very graphic, like you see the vermin. He's like open, wide mouth, like saying "spider." You see his 2 buck teeth from the top and lower of his jaw, and then
it's like beaver teeth too.
Yep, and then Spider-Man just, oh man, that a sweet right hook to the face, breaking them all. You know.
Spider-Man hits 2 more, and vermin gets scared and run off. You're like, oh, Spider-Man. Like, Kraven hurts, but Spider-Man hurt. We gotta go. Peter grabs Kraven, drags him off, and he puts him in the same grave that Peter was buried in 30-something years ago. And then he throws him his gun and says, here's this, in case you want to skip to the end. And you want to kill yourself like your father.
Oh, as Spider-Man begins to bury him alive. Like, oh.
Yeah. And Spider-Man buries him alive. That's how that issue ends.
Comic-Con says, I don't know how I'm feeling about the Kraven film, though. Like, please just give us Spider-Man with the villains. We don't need another villain gone anti-hero film. I agree.
Yep.
The only time where Kraven, a good guy is if Squirrel Girl's involved.
Mm-hmm.
No, Kraven, the movie could have worked since he's hunting the other villains. Kraven doesn't need Spider-Man to do his job. The thing is, they want him to also be a protector of the animals, which just doesn't fit with his character. That's the problem I have with them. But as long as he's hunting other villains, I think that could have worked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fair.
Protecting other animals, yet his big bad in his movie is literally a villain named Rhino.
You could have made Kraven a horror movie from like another person's perspective, where they're on the run from Kraven. Kraven would win in the end, obviously, but it could just be something like that.
If you have from Rhino's point of view, and it could have ended with Spider-Man taking notice of the situation.
Yeah,
I mean, that's how
Jake, it's amazing you say it should have been it could have been like a horror, because that's what this book was. Like, this is a Kraven you've never seen before. Like the fear this guy was having, you know, how scary Spider-Man was just taunting the guy, you know. Like, I'm not going with the vermin.
This Kraven, despite being the last Kraven's son, isn't weak. This Kraven's stronger than the last Kraven. He's stronger and faster, and he was supposed to be more fearless than the original Kraven. So to see him legit get scared, his first instinct is to run. It means a lot for what's going on with this Spider-Man.
Okay, now the question is, who's next?
Your mom.
Epic rap battles of history.
The next one is Peter and Green Goblin's mask. So I'm sure that Norman's gonna come back and try to find him. I'm pretty sure we can all see this probably gonna end with Norman having to take on his sins, and they're gonna be like, "Yeah, this is a heroic sacrifice. He has become the main villain of Spider-Man again." So the same Spider-Man's life. Isn't that nice? So
That's
when he
gonna feel
kills
so
Ant Man
hollow
like
though.
5 years, it's all Peter's fault again. That's all I'm
That's
saying.
gonna feel
Yeah,
so hollow. It's
Peter.
gonna feel so hollow though. It's just gonna be Peter just be like, Norman, I know you were a good person once. We're not doing that anymore. I don't
And
know.
oh my God,
To be fair,
it's because of me. You're going back to being Green Goblin. Dang it! Oh, more guilt.
yeah, like we know what you're doing. I'm enjoying it while I can, but I know it's gonna end with me not liking that part. But
But hey,
that's all I really have that book.
is this a contender for Comic of the Year for you, man?
No,
No. Oh, okay,
I told you
okay.
like the last issue was like my issue that month because this is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it was gonna take like a whole different. I legit just thought Spider-Man was gonna do like the whole two-faced conversations and having a conversation with Mask. I thought he was gonna go full Green Goblin.
Yeah,
But he literally just being like evil Spider-Man. So I was like, okay.
I'm like, dang, they could have at least colored his suit green. I mean, this would have been a good opportunity for him to have a new costume, you know? But just going
Yeah,
back to black.
you could do a lot of stuff. But and like this is decent. It's interesting. Like I said, because it's Craven, it's interesting. There's
Mm-hmm.
a whole twist on that storyline. So stick with it a little bit and see what happens. But let's go on to Daredevil.
Okay. All right. Moving on to. Okay. Go ahead. Announce it.
Daredevil #1. And before I start Daredevil #1, I'm gonna go back to the final issue of the last one because I didn't talk about it. I was supposed to.
Yep.
But there's the long story short of that whole story basically is Matt stays in hell if stays behind in hell so everyone else can get away. Time has passed. You find out that Foggy has started a company. Well, not a company, but his law firm is now him and North. I think
Okay.
Nolan.
No.
I forgot what
Wait.
his
No.
surname is, but North. So
He's start.
it's Nelson and North. That's the company.
Wait. He's starting a business with some guy named Nolan North.
No, I said I don't remember her
Oh,
name.
okay.
His name's out of Nolan North, but I know it's North. I believe it's North.
Okay. Okay. North. Okay. Let's
But
go with
okay,
that.
I'm a little foggy on that. He can't show up in the issue #1 either. So, but it's Nelson and North, and that's the Nelson and North Associates. So instead of Nelson and Murdoch, Nelson and North. And as Foggy's looking out the window, he thinks he sees Matt. He run out there. It's a random dude. You cut to Elektra. She's trying to, be strong and still protect the city. Help the girl out who's been a factor of her story throughout Daredevil. This girl who lives in her
Mm-hmm.
apartment. Helping her out, still trying to find a reason to be Daredevil. And then she thinks she sees Matt. So she runs after Matt to try to follow him. What's up?
I wanted to ask you that. Okay, so what exactly is the reason why she's sticking with the costume?
Because Matt's gone. Someone got to be
Oh,
Daredevil.
okay. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, now it literally gets, I'm going to be this because he can't be here to be it.
Okay.
But she followed this guy who she's been chasing to her church, and she walks in to talk to him. And it is Matt Murdock, but he has no memory of his previous life at all.
Mm-hmm.
So he's at the Saint Nick's church, which is the church famous in his book, the one he always go to.
Mm-hmm.
And he's working as a priest.
Father Matthew.
Yep. So she's talking to him. She's like, "Are you happy with this life? Are you enjoying yourself?" He's like, "Yeah, I feel so fulfilled doing this job. It feels like it's kind of my calling." And so she let him be and tell him, "I'm gonna watch out for you and make sure this place keeps running up, and I'm gonna be Daredevil because you deserve this life. Or if you're happy like this, you deserve this." Which is funny because she's forsaking her own happiness too. So it's a kind of a sacrifice from her side of point of view, because they just got married and everything. Like they were ready to go into that next step of life.
She doesn't
But
even want to play.
and,
She doesn't even want to play a cat and mouse with Matt Murdock like Peter or Black Cat. No, she does. She just wants him to live his own life right now, free of all the
and
costumes.
and then the final few
Oh,
pages was up.
I was just about to say like, oh, and it was also mentioned here that she's actually be giving secret donations to the church too.
Yeah, I was gonna bring it up at the issue one part because cause they bring that's a whole big part of the opening.
Mm-hmm.
But the final pages, I believe, it's Goldenberg, who is like his guardian angel dude I told you about a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like, Matt, I did this for you because you still have a place. You still got to pay your dues on this other stuff. I took that from you and gave you a fresh start. But as always, there will be struggle and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But we go on to issue one, and you got Brother Matthew taking a trip with a cabbie, and the cabbie is about to miss. Crib, did you read this issue?
Yeah, I read this issue. Yep, I have it in
What
front
is
of
this?
me.
What is he saying? He's about to miss what? I don't know what this is. And I don't want to be like
Let's
so
see.
sensitive.
They're I'm missing a sermon. Let's see. No, just continue on.
Yeah, he didn't
Continue
use
on.
German. That's why I was confused.
Yeah.
It's basically like page one. Look at like page two in the panel of him looking in the mirror and he's looking at his watch. The cab driver.
Oh. Cab driver.
It's the one right before like the full page of Matthew in the car.
Gonna miss Magris again? Must be
Yeah,
something
I
else.
didn't know what that was.
Yeah, it's not something church related. So, just a cab
Yeah,
driver.
I thought it was. He's like, I need to pull over, and there's a restaurant up here that keeps a prayer room for cabbies. And Matt's like, go ahead and pull over, man. Because when it's time, when the time comes that God calls you, you damn well better answer him. Like, I was like, he can say, damn? And they call me off guard.
Hey, if it's in the Bible, you could say that curse word.
But Matthew goes home to Saint Nick's, but he made it a youth home, or he brought back a youth home. So I'm pretty sure they got closed down before, because they're talking about it later.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because Matt gets to the door, and it dude's like, Father Matthew, you've been judged. And I thought it was going to be like a Judgment Day tie-in. I was so confused. Because I do remember Daredevil had one.
Yeah. I forgot, what was
But
he
he's like, no, you're judge of missing dinner. Now get in here. He gets in, the kids run downstairs. You would have thought it was like a sitcom. It was blowing my mind. You see like a...
Lo siento, Father Javi. Lo siento, Father Javi.
Yes.
The fact that his priest is Hispanic, by the way. Just wanted to mention that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just fun. These kids run downstairs. They all start hugging him at. I did not catch their names, but I know the girl's name's Chloe. I didn't catch the other kids' names. Danilo and Jason. Okay. That tells you right there. So there's a Hispanic, a white kid, and a black girl. Black girl's Chloe. White kid's Jason. Hispanic kid's Danilo.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. So, y'all heard the names. So I'm just trying to keep up with that. But the kids are talking to Matt. Apparently he'll put to help them spar. So that means he's still fighting. Even though he's supposed to be a regular blind man at this point. Apparently someone trying to close down St. Margaret, but Elektra is just giving out millions of donation dollars every month, which is insane.
Mm-hmm.
How you getting these people like super rich? They just act poor.
They could say they got it from the Lord, you know?
Yeah, he lines my pockets every week. I'm telling you. the Lord goodness. Matt takes a drink with the priest, but they're talking about the donations, and this I don't know this guy's name. I forgot. I missed it. But he's just trying to understand a little bit more about Matt, because Matt is still a mystery to these people. They don't know his past.
Mm-hmm.
This man unwraps a lollipop and eats it. He stirs it in his coffee and he puts it in his mouth. And I was like, bro, that's disgusting. What's wrong with you?
Hey, that's bitter and sweet for you, man.
But a dude comes to the door. He's looking for his girlfriend, and he's a big dude. He was kind of. I thought he was a blob at first.
He's like
old school blob.
He's a jock, man. I'm like, wait, I thought this place was supposed to be housing youth. I mean, this guy looks like he's in his mid-20s, you know?
Yeah, it's housing youth, but he's just here looking for his girlfriend who came here for hiding.
Mm-hmm.
Brother Matthew, the blind. They send the blind man out to talk to him. By the way.
Hey, pity mode. What asshole would want to openly start a fight with a handicap, you know? And a priest of all that too, you know?
You know, if it was a regular world, you'll be right. But this is comics. And the guy just simply says, F this, you asked for it, and tried to swing on a blind man, and then loses the fight somehow. And then everyone else jumps in, and they lose as well. I would not tell anyone about this fight. I will probably lose.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to brag that I tried fighting a priest, you know?
Yeah, I lost to a blind priest me and my team lost to a blind priest.
But Matt is also remarking that like this is all just instinct. Like he doesn't know how he knows these skills. It's just coming to him naturally, you know?
Yeah, all the kids run out and hug him like that was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, you teach these kids to fight like that? Next generation of Daredevil? And this is gonna feel like these 3 kids? I'll take it. I think that'll be hilarious.
The devil's children.
But the Dare children.
Yeah.
But you find out Electra's watching him just to make sure he's safe and that he's happy. She's like, he's earned this. And then she starts thinking about everything happened in the last book. Go watch the overview. I talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not go back over that again.
Gotcha. Go ahead.
She started doing flips over buildings. She does a flip over the building, down the fire escape, just slip in the money. You doing all this instead of just going to the donation box?
For St. Nick's.
But she just sit and think to herself about how she hasn't talked to Matt again. She can't let him see her. She doesn't let Matt see her face or hear her voice because she's scared he's not gonna, come out of his memory loss. And be like, oh yeah, let's work together. I gotta be Daredevil again. I'm like, no, bro, just be happy. And I think it's you see the golden figure here. I think this is Goldstein or Goldberg. I don't remember which one it is, but he looks a lot different. Like this guy has a beard and horns.
He looks like God, honestly. Well, the face, like old man face, long white hair, longer white beard. I was like, what the hell? But it looks like he was like fused with Satan, man. He has the horns. He has the long ass sharp talons. Like, whoa.
That's why it's funny because he had the Goldstein era and like shine. That's how Goldstein appeared when he revealed the angel stuff.
Yeah.
But she's like, "Who are you?" And this man reach out his hand, and you find out he doesn't cut his nails. I'm like, "Oh, yo, he's big. He's evil. Yeah. Only evil people don't cut their nails. Look at the Mad King. Look at Sabretooth. They don't cut their nails." And he just kind of put his arm out and puts her to sleep. He didn't even hit her. It's like, what's going on, bro? This is that's like the worst showing Daredevils every day.
A higher power, man.
Matt wakes up. He gets out of bed. It's weird seeing his eyes. I keep forgetting because I know he's blind, but I think I've never seen a panel his eye like this. I thought it was like the Iceman thing. He's about to use the power.
Mm-hmm.
But Elektra just shows up. She's crouched down on the top of his dresser like a freak.
She was pulling
I'm
a
about to show y'all this
Twilight.
picture. And she's in a corner. She's in a corner of everything. Do you see this?
She's like pulling a Twilight, just hovering as she watches Matt fall asleep in his pajamas.
She's like, Lord, protect me. And with the strange senses God has given me, I see this devil horns and claws. I can have its heartbeat, but it's scent. Something in it is much cooler than fire and brimstone. This devil smells like lost love. What does that smell like? He smells lost love.
That's another thing he and Peter probably have in common, you know?
Yeah, look, the spider says react to stuff like that. Yeah, Peter, don't go home. The spider says she's gonna break up your day. She's like, we need to talk until the spider sense goes off. That would be hilarious. I'll take that.
But anyway, Father Matthew, sit down for a sec. Relax. As she looks like she was giving him a massage and whispering something into her ear.
She's still lost up. She's still like hushed over, on her tippy toes, doing this stuff. By the
way. That's it. Relax.
And she tries to stab him in the back.
But yeah,
he rolls out the way.
Wait, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
We should probably speed along a little bit so we can get to the other stuff.
Okay.
We're almost done. They just mainly just fighting stuff here now, and then I'll be gone.
Yeah. And then you come to find out that Elektra was being possessed by that. What's his name, Austin?
I believe it's Goldstein.
Goldstein. And it is just so weird because, like, the way she is possessed, right? It's like her head is replaced by the exact face of this guy. So imagine her body with an old man's face and a long ass beard and hair.
Jake, you ever seen those like carnival things where it lets you like put your head in a hole to take a picture? And like a picture on the side. Like you put your face in this cutout, and you like it's a weird family thing. It's at carnival. I don't know if people see it, but he's basically doing that to her. So he's standing behind her, but he hunched over, so his head is where her neck should be. So you see his giant head, her body, and his body in the background. It's a very weird visual, but it's pretty cool. And Daredevil just dodging this. He's confused. And then the God thing, Goldstein, touches his head. And then the other priest, picks Matt up off the floor. And he's having visions and remembering his Daredevil stuff. He puts back on his black outfit, goes outside, and starts jumping around like a weirdo. And then he finds Goldstein and tries to fight him. It's just funny. Like he's like, oh yeah, I'm a ninja. And he just goes back to fighting after all that build up. But he tried to fight the Electro Goldstein. Y'all got to see this picture because I cannot explain this anyway. Y'all got to read this book.
Okay.
But Daredevil them fighting. The guy thinks that's him to stop. And Daredevil just basically exercises it.
Oh, performs an exorcism. Thought that was that was neat, honestly.
He saves Elektra, but it's funny because as the guy's burning, the guy ends up being in Daredevil's Yellow's outfit.
I'm due for a nap anyway.
I'm due for a nap. Yeah, he just goes to bed. He saves Elektra, she changed clothes and stuff. Him and her start talking. And he's like, I don't think I can leave. I still got stuff to do here. And she just leaves. She's like, okay, bye, Matthew. Basically.
No goodbye.
And she doesn't understand the duty of Daredevil. She's just doing the duty of him, basically. And then he just goes back throughout his duties, being a mentor to these kids during the daytime and going out during nighttime, really.
Yeah,
He
I
even
mean,
found his own
somehow
Daredevil suit in the garbage.
I wanted to ask that too. How did he find his Daredevil costume if he's no longer? I mean, if he didn't remember he was Daredevil, you know?
You know what's funny? He didn't even
What?
have this costume. In the last year, he had a whole different costume. I don't know where he got this from.
Oh, and speaking of which, isn't he supposed to go back to his '90s costume, the red and black one, the armored one?
That's a miniseries. That's a miniseries.
Oh, okay, that's a miniseries because I remember we had a topic discussion over that. So, yeah, I mean, I would have liked
That's it.
to.
Daredevil was back in his classic spit some reason.
Yep. I mean, I like the status quo change a bit. Like, I mean, it sold me in this story of like, okay, he's going to be a priest for a time, you know? Kind of, well, I kind of would like to
Yeah.
see this explored, but immediately he's going back to
He
being
should have let it
Daredevil.
breathe more before we got the Daredevil thing.
Yep. Sad, but it's a promising first start, you know?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it at least like 3 more issues before I make a real decision about it.
Mm-hmm. You're just waiting for Saladin to bring in Absorbing Man, aren't you?
I'm waiting for a follow up to the last book. I want Matthew to try to learn more about the Wild, and then he's been serving basically both his career, and all this other stuff. See that we can follow up on.
Mm-hmm.
But no, other than that,
No.
it's a good first start. Go read the book. Daredevil #1.
Gotcha.
I'm good.
But alrighty
Everybody
then.
read
With
the book.
that, if you're cool, go read the book.
With that, I'm going to head out.
All right.
Later.
Nice having you, Austin. All right.
Bye, Austin. Audience, say bye.
Which take care of them. You know, they're kind of special.
Yeah, I know what to do. Don't worry. We've discussed this before.
Gotcha.
All right.
Alrighty then. With that, let's go on to the media news.
Finally.
Jake, why don't you start?
Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Tyler. Jake's turn.
It's your time to shine, man.
Jake died.
Oh, come on. Call upset.
You start when he gets back.
Oh.
Actually gets back.
Jake really went out? Okay. Looks like it's up to me. Okay. Now did he come back? All right.
One Piece season 2 to get to be a thing at Netflix. There we go.
Which shouldn't be a surprise to anybody.
I mean, a lot of people said it was really good, so
yeah. If it was good if it got the numbers and fans clearly loved it, like I honestly don't think I've seen anybody hate this series. Everybody's just been really liked it.
I saw one person like it for a really misogynistic reason, but other than that,
yeah,
they wanted to recast the actress for Nami, I believe her name was, because her chest size wasn't the same as the original.
People like the series, so maybe you should give it a chance, even if you don't trust live action anime. Wink if someone is watching.
Oh, and to go to that person's comment, right? Like, keep in mind, like the double breast size doesn't happen until like the 2-year time skip. So we gotta wait.
And even that,
you know?
who the hell cares?
Mm-hmm.
We get it. You watch too much corn. Whatever.
But yeah, I mean, good news if you're a One Piece fan. And for the only concern that I have is the farther One Piece goes, the bigger it's going to go between the world, between the effects, between the scenes, the fights. I mean, they already announced during the promo, right, that they're going to be bringing in Chopper. So,
are they gonna bring? Is the skeleton guy with the afro in it yet?
No, he's going to be much later. But I will say this for Chopper though, there's been like a real fan demand to have this one actress. Was it Curtis? She was from Freaky Friday. She was from Halloween.
I know you're talking about. I don't
What's
know
her name? Do you guys know who I'm talking about?
I know who you're talking
I think
about.
so.
I know her name.
Jamie Lee Curtis, is that who you're
Jamie
thinking
Lee Curtis. Yes. I knew it had a Curtis in it, but everybody's been wanting her to play Dr. Correja, Chopper's mentor. So, hey, fans want it. The actress wants it. She's commented on that. Let's go for it. You know,
Yeah. All
one
right.
of
No,
the
not really much to say on this unless we gotta have anything else. But
let's see. I mean, we had our entire One Piece discussion video not too
yeah,
long ago.
yeah,
So
go check that out. Leave a comment, leave a like, help us boost in that algorithm.
yay.
Comic Con, if you're watching, I'm talking to you specifically. Go do it.
Yeah. And also come on the live one week. I don't care if it's you, Castro, or not. But like one of you or both of you guys pull up.
There you go.
Gotcha. But with that, that's pretty much it for the One Piece discussion. So let's move on to the next. And I'll announce this one. Aquaman 2 trailer.
Didn't watch it. Don't care.
Did watch it, still don't care.
I watched it and I was, yeah, I'm with these two. Like,
Didn't watch it.
I didn't watch the first movie, so why would I watch the second one?
I watched
You
the
know,
first movie. That
you
entire
can't.
final act is terrible. It's just
Dude,
Oh.
it is. I saw this in theaters and it was awful.
Yeah.
That final act was awful. I was like, there was so much going on. It was very overseen.
Bro, like Aquaman just kind of sleepwalks through his final fight with his brother that was giving him problems earlier.
Dude, it was like that alone was just really meh. And then the fact that they tried to do this really huge underwater endgame style fight scene. But the difference between the endgame portal scene versus this is that at least you get to like mix it up with different perspectives on the entire fight in Endgame, but with this movie, it's just like too much.
I wouldn't call it Endgame, but I call it Infinity War, like the Wakanda battle. That's what I would.
But you get what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Right?
I get what you mean. I just want to know about the audience to think it was that big in scope if they haven't seen it.
Oh no, definitely it's not that big in scope.
Yeah.
No, it's not that good of a movie.
Yeah, but we'll talk about it in game. We'll talk about an in-game battle on Thursday.
yeah.
But
Oh
I'll
man,
try to finish the art by then. I'll finish it by then.
I just feel so sorry for DC and James Gunn because I know this movie's not going to do good, financial wise. I mean, does anybody here expect this to be making money? No, seriously. Like,
Not really.
But hey, listen, Elemental make money, so.
Supposedly,
What do you mean supposedly? I have the numbers.
Literally, just Google the numbers, man. Google is free.
It was considered a box office failure for a couple months, and then all of a sudden now it's no longer
but then for some reason I'll look into it. You know what? Next Phanatic Night I might go into it just at the very beginning. But apparently it revived itself somehow. I don't know how, but so.
Numbers can be played. Numbers can be played with. But anyway, going back to the Aquaman trailer, I will say this: like when it was shown that he's going to have a brother, I kind of found it funny that the brother just happened to look like what people would assume Aquaman would look like.
Okay,
you know?
So Cryptid, you said you didn't watch the first movie, right?
No.
Okay, so in the first movie, his villain was his brother.
Yeah.
So his brother was in prison, and so this is like, oh, now they're gonna be friends, basically. So.
Wait, this is the same brother from the first film?
I believe so. I think this is Orm. Yeah. I think
audience, it just shows how in depth we are in Aquaman, you know? So
I haven't seen that movie in years, so I think it's the same brother. I don't know why they would make a new brother up, so
I never watched the movie, so whatever. And
yeah, it was I mean, they didn't really have much chemistry anyway. It was just kind of like, oh, you're from the service, and then Aquaman's like, nah. So but yeah.
Did you guys notice a certain redhead was in the trailer for about half a second?
We couldn't pull another Blue Beetle where we found one thing the internet could be mad at, and then it affected the box office. At
least you now admit it, Jake.
Well, no, I agreed with you. I just thought it was stupid because even as I said, that was gonna be a 10-second joke, and it was. So you know, I don't know, but But yeah, so I guess they didn't want her in the shot. They also had to deal with Ezra Miller. I mean, like, every DC movie has had some extenuating circumstances since Ezra Miller. So
don't get me started, dude. It's like
okay, let's avoid that talk. I guess we're pretty much done with this topic. Not much.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about it when it comes out.
I mean, it's like we're trying to suck water out of a stone, you know?
Water.
Okay. But anyway, so let's move on to the next topic, guys.
yes,
Go ahead, Witch. Do the honors.
finally. So as you can see by the cover picture, if you're not a total swine, so as of Anime Expo, we are getting a new season of Black Butler, which did anyone expect? No, but am I happy about it? Yes, because we're getting the public school arc. So that's cool.
Yay!
Pick your
I
dorm,
like that arc.
guys. Pick your dorm. Are you really rich and noble? Are you really good at studying? Are you good at sports or are you good at the arts? Pick one. Obviously, I'm the purple one because I said so.
I may be red on the outside, but I'm yellow on the inside.
We don't have a yellow dorm.
Boo. But I still like the whole dorm system anyway.
I know they also the author Yana Toboso actually did this very similar thing for Twisted Wonderland. But instead of 4, there was how many? 7? 6 or 7?
There better be a yellow in that.
Let me count. There is a yellow one in there. It's Savannah Claw. Oh, Hearts of Veal, Savannah. Yeah, 7 dorms.
So yeah. In case the audience needs a like preview of what the plot of this season is going to be, at least from the books, right? CL was given a mission by the Queen, who had a nephew who attended that school. But all of a sudden, that nephew seems to have been avoiding any family meetings or even coming back from school during the holidays. So she believes something's up. So she has CL go attend the school to kind of find out what's going on with her nephew. Why is he missing?
By the way, the reason why she asks CL to go is because he's the Queen's guard dog. That's his title.
Oh yeah. Yep. So, the Phantom High family, they're the ones who are tasked by the Queen to do a lot of the underworld missions, and tasks.
Just go watch Book of Circus and come back to me on that.
It's pretty good. One of the big things about this arc is going to be the big cricket match, which
also, do you think we're getting the Idol arc in here yet? Because that will be fun.
Nah, they have to save it for the next season. Because the big part of this season is definitely going to be the cricket tournament and audience.
And just the introduction to these characters as well.
Yep. An audience, cricket is the English version of baseball. Or you could say that baseball is the American version of cricket. So
whatever floats your boat, I guess.
Gotcha. Now here's a big question for you, which we gotta address the elephant in the room.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay, because there is a certain.
Do you want me to explain? Let me explain.
Go ahead.
Okay, so to the audience who doesn't know, so basically the perfects or not just the perfects but also the upperclassmen have these have the underclassmen be their low-key servants. If you look it up what they're actually called, just think of what the British call cigarettes and then come back to me on that because you can figure it out from there if you know a little bit. The reason I think there's a reason for why they're called that, but the author does a lot of history again, research on British history, so she was like, I'm gonna do this. So
she wants to be as authentic as possible, and you can't blame her.
Fantastical because you got demons and werewolves and whatever the hell Lao is. I don't know what he is. He's something. He's a tree. There we go.
Let me give the exact definition of what it was, because when it comes to the Black Butler books, right? the last page is, translation notes to further explaining, like, certain terms or maybe a meal or certain styles that are present in the book. The term we're referring to is a certain F word, and we're not talking about a four-letter one. We're talking about the
And a
three-letter one.
three-letter one.
Yep. Oh, a three-letter word that could possibly get us canceled if we say it. So
I
we're
wouldn't
not going to
say
say
canceled, but definitely YouTube will get on us. So
Yeah. So we're not going to say it. So, but
I mean,
I
I can
will.
say it, but
Yeah.
I don't want to.
He, see, he gets a pass on that, but me and Jake, no, we don't.
I don't know how many
Okay.
hints you need to know what this word is, but no.
I literally
Okay.
gave you like the
But
biggest clue of what it is because,
okay.
yeah.
Okay. But anyway, the exact definition from the book, it's saying blank was a long running, if controversial, tradition in the British public schools that was prevalent until the late 20th century. While proponents of the practice believed that it taught responsibility and discipline to lower boys, it also led to bullying and abuse in some cases. To this day, vestiges of the practice can still be found in certain aspects of the British public school life. I'm like, okay.
Good to know.
So here's a question for you: which how many passes do you think they're going to say in the they're going to be allowed to say it in the show?
Okay, so I have a couple theories.
Mm-hmm.
So one, they're either gonna change it,
Yeah.
or two, they're just gonna leave it. Those are my two theories.
I
By
guess.
the
I mean,
way, you know what time that time actually happens in the school
For
schedule?
3, dub doesn't say it. Sub does.
Will. Yeah, no, that will make sense. That makes sense. But you want to know the school schedule for this institution?
go ahead.
So at 6:30 in the morning they rise. So they all gotta wake up at 6:30. I don't know why, but you can
Hey,
kill me
just
if I went
just
there.
like just like me for work. So.
Yeah, no, I don't do that. Anyways,
Mhm.
regardless, 6:30 a.m. you wake up. 7 a.m. you go get your tea. 7:20 you go to class. Like you go to school, and then 7:30 is when school starts, and then 9 a.m. is breakfast or first period break time. 10 a.m. is the servant time. You get the idea. At 2 p.m. is an afternoon break, and 5 p.m. is cricket. That's a lot of time between 10 a.m.
Mhm.
and 2 p.m.
Which, do you know how much these fancy upperclassmen families
That's a
must be?
4-hour shift at work for me, by the way.
But no, do you know how much these families must be paying for their kids to be enrolled in this school? Of
Most,
course, they're going to be expecting them to be
but here's the
studying and
thing.
working every hour. Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Mm.
I know that a lot of these kids are definitely like rich kids, but the Scarlet Fox House is literally known for having students who are known for being like from really rich or well-known families or nobility.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yep.
Also, we
Same
have the
thing.
Sapphire Owl, which is for the kids who are really
What
good at studying.
it honestly kind of made me scratch my head because, like, the kids who are in the red house, they really have to be top of the line, like, pure blood families, because everybody who's attending this school, they all have to have come from a fancy family, even if you're in the green or the violet or the blue house.
Yeah.
Hmm. But for some reason, the Red House, they are exclusively only for the higher up class.
They never did that at Twisted Wonderland.
Hmm.
Regardless.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, there's 4 dorms in
Like,
general. There is Scarlet Fox, which we just talked about, Sapphire Owl, which is where all the kids who are really good at studying goes, and then we got the Green Lion one, which is the people who are really good at sports and martial arts, and then the
yay.
Violet Wolf House is where kids are really good at the arts.
Hmm.
I would probably be put in there, but in reality, I would not be at the school.
Too
Do you think
fancy for which?
I'm that famous?
Too fancy for which?
No, it's just also one. I'm not part of a very influential family, and two, I don't want to wake up 6:30 in the morning all the time. Okay.
Nobody said you had to be an A+ student, which
I know, but still. Regardless, we have the 4 perfects, which, as you can tell, is our picture for today of the 4 perfects, but with us in it. So
Yay. Awesome ass art piece, by the way. Which
Thank you.
we all gotta give him a round of applause for that. He did a lot for this one.
I hate it.
Jake, you're not giving a round of applause.
So, by the way, the 4 perfects are Edgar Redmond, Lawrence Bluer, very on the nose with the name, Herman Greenhill, and Gregory Violet, which you could probably guess who my favorite out of the 4 is.
Oh no, really?
But no, I'm really excited. I've actually waited forever for this specific arc to be released, because keep in mind, Book of Atlantic and Book of Circus are my absolute favorites, though. I really need to reread the manga. It's been way too long. But like when I was younger, I literally forced my mom to take me to go see Book of Atlantic when it dropped in theaters.
Ooh.
She would not allow me to be to fanboy. She was like, "No, stop it." I'm like, "Everyone else is doing it. Sebastian's hot." I'm still a simp for Sebastian. You just made it worse.
Oh man.
I just simp for people now.
It's that hair, isn't it? That raven crow messy hair.
I think it's just his mannerisms, and it's just like his like raw sex appeal, I guess you could say. Also now like nowadays, he's actually one of the only few characters in this entire series that I can actually simp for without it being illegal. There's like a few, but he's definitely one of them. He's like a constant simping for, so
Yeah.
Woo!
So, yeah.
I started watching this show in middle school. That's how long I've been watching this. That's been like 10 years.
Actually, that's around the same time I was watching this. Middle school. That long ago, eh? Either middle school or high school.
Yeah, I remember Book of Circus was out by that time. I definitely know that for sure. Book of Circus was out at that time. And then in high school, I was able to watch Book of Atlantic and Book of Murder, and then that other OVA that was out. Don't worry about it.
Gotcha. But anyway, audience, definitely expect us to have a review of this season when it comes out. So, alrighty. Okay, guys. I think we spoke enough about Black Butler. Let's move on to the next.
Yeah, let us know, audience, which dorm would you be a part of?
Ooh, yes, definitely. All right. Jake, you do the honors to the next one.
Oh, looking for the list. Goosebumps trailer. I think
this is gonna be a brief one. It was actually really Austin who brought this up, and he's not here. I saw the trailer, and you really have to squint your eyes to really say that this is Goosebumps. Honestly, it does not feel. Yeah, the only thing that really makes you say that okay, this is Goosebumps related is really a shot of Slappy, but that's it. I would say like guys, if you wanted to mooch off of R.L. Stine's work, you could have called this the Nightmare Room. Because this isn't really campy. This is more horror of anything.
Yeah.
Which is what the Nightmare Room was for R.L. Stine. It was a chance for him to hey, let me focus more on the scary rather than the campy kids.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't watch the trailer. I really don't have much to say. So.
Which?
I didn't watch it. I didn't even know it was a thing.
Oh man, you guys failed me. Dang it.
Hey, I'm sending funny memes to another group. Okay, you guys don't want my memes.
Gotcha. But anyway, wow. I mean, was that even a minute to this topic?
No, because no one actually cares.
No. Oh man. Okay, guys, with that, let's move on to the comic news. Man, we're running through these fast.
No, don't say that. Please,
Ah!
always say that now. Please. Please. Stop it.
Okay, let's see. Let me tackle this one. Captain America will be a landlord.
What else is new? That sounds about right.
I saw like the previews. Like we're getting the new run by J. Michael Straczynski this week, right? And I already got to see the previews online for it. And apparently, you guys know I'm so excited for this. Amped up. Could this be a comic that actually makes you like being an American? Like being an American, you know? Apparently this is going to be picking up a little bit off of the Jackson Lanzon and Colin Kelly run, which, oh, god damn it. I wanted this to be a clean sweep so badly, you know? But uh, by picking up from that run, I mean, like, according to their run, Steve went back to live into his old apartment, right? Um, so, trying to get back with his roots and this stuff. And this next run, apparently the person who owned that building, he's hightailing it out of there. He's like, yeah, I can't really pay the bills anymore, and yeah, I'm selling this property. And Captain America apparently said, you know what, let me give Tony a call. So he has Tony give him some money, enough to buy the building, so all the residents don't have to leave. And I'm thinking to myself, I have more of a personal experience with this situation because my family has other multifamily houses that they own, and I have to take care of them. On top of that, like my job as an electrician, we do maintenances and renovations to other apartments in the area. Some good, some luxury apartments, some bad in the lower income areas, but still, either way, it's one of those jobs where you don't have a day off. Like, I'm not even joking when I say, like, an hour before we started this live stream, I get a call from the first floor family in my brother's house, right, saying that there's a leak going on in their sink. So I'm going to have to take care of that tomorrow, right after my main job, you know.
Right.
So so yeah, I'm thinking, Steve. I don't know what you're thinking you're getting yourself into, but imagine if something like that happens in the midst of you fighting like Red Skull or the next incoming wave of Hydra, this and that, you know?
But that
Because
sounds like an American problem with an American solution. Okay.
the American solution is Steve, you're going to have to get somebody, a supervisor whose job it is to answer all those problems, you know?
Then
So
you know what? And then Tony's like, you know what? Have Pepper Potts too. I'll throw her in the deal. Then she can.
Pepper is way too busy to be dealing with that stuff. Oh, honestly, speaking of which, though, here's another thing. Because this place is where Steve grew up, you gotta think of it this way. This is an over 100-year-old building you're talking about.
Yeah,
At
we get
least
it.
it,
Sold. So are
like,
all we.
at least in my line of work, like we actively don't want to tackle buildings of that age because of all the aging of the pipes or the wiring. No, seriously, like even just opening up a switch or receptacle just to check out what's going on inside, you're risking breaking the insulation off that wire just by moving
Like a
it.
you problem, not
Listen,
a me problem.
listen. If the
Yeah.
job was easy, Steve Rogers wouldn't have done it. Okay. I'm just
It
saying.
is
I've
Steve
just always seen problems with
America
this.
Rogers. He got this. He's
Yeah.
No,
fine.
he
He
needs to be
is
get
weapon one. He'll be
he
okay.
needs to be getting on, like, saving the country, fighting off Hydra or terrorists
Yeah, but he can
or
still
AIM or
do his small
Crossbone.
stuff
Hang
around
on.
his American country. Like,
hang on,
it's not always about the.
Isn't the lesson of Naruto? How are you supposed to lead a nation if you can't save a friend?
Okay.
This isn't about saving a friend. This is about like saying like, okay, my TV is out right now and I don't have any lights in my kitchen, but everything else is on.
How are you supposed to save the country if you can't fix a home?
Buy somebody, and you're gonna have to get somebody to look after that home. All right, Cap, you're way too busy. You have your priorities set, and you need to fulfill those priorities.
And also, you know what? There's another Captain America. I can take a break, take a day off. You know, there's like 50 of them now, right?
Oh wait. No, now that I think about it, is it really a good idea the fact that Cap probably owns a building?
What do you mean? Oh, you mean because the villains know where he lives and like he's
a
target? Oh yeah.
Yes. Oh no, because this kind of reminds me about like I had this friend Professor Bill from Comic Book University. I remember he's a huge time Captain America fan too, right? You know, he has his own channel and this stuff. I remember seeing his review on like the first issue of that Sentinel Liberty book, right?
Right.
And it did mention like, you know, Cap, you know, he does his daily jogs outside with carrying his shield, this and that. Everybody knows he's Captain America. Everybody knows he's living in this apartment. And Professor Bill would be saying like, oh, if I was a tenant in that apartment, right, I'll be saying, oh my God, this is so cool. Cap, you're awesome. Can I get an autograph? And afterwards, I'm getting the hell out of here. Do you really want to risk living next to a superhero? Like,
hang on. What about Fantastic Four?
The partners of superheroes do it all the time.
And Fantastic Four, World's Greatest Heroes. That was
that is different because they have their own suit up like building, like with a whole bunch of defenses, this and that, you know. But these are just average Joes. I mean, Steve, you don't really have any funding aside from just okay, maybe I could just buy the building and that's it. You know, no maintenance or anything.
World's Greatest Heroes made a whole point about how it's terrible living with superheroes, but they do it anyway because they have to pay. They're pretty much slaves here. Reed keeps slaves in his building. I got him again.
Like, even if like I have experience doing maintenance in buildings like these. But even I don't know if I will be comfortable doing the maintenance for Captain America's building. I'll threat to my safety, you know. I don't know who will want to be living here. I mean, that's also another thing. Steve, you know, tenants move in and out all the time, right? For various reasons. You're going. Part about owning a building is you're going to. You really have to be picky as to who you're going to be bringing in to live in that building with you, you know? You don't want to run the risk of, let's say, a Hydra agent or one of your villains moving into that building. So, you know, I'm just already seeing some issues right off the bat, and the comic didn't even come out.
Listen, I'm just saying, maybe maybe they should not make it serious. Maybe just make it the Captain America sitcom. It's just about Steve Rogers. It's a fun book about Steve Rogers and his house tenants.
Nah, we don't want like soft, warm fuzziness. We need patriotism. Patriotism needs to save Captain. Patriotism needs to save Captain America, and that's what his book has been lacking these past couple of runs.
Okay, Clifton, hear me out. Hear my pitch, right? So, like, Captain America has been thrown through the ringer. I think we could both agree. I think, listen, we already know at this rate we're not getting the book that you want, but we can still get a heartwarming story about Cap bonding with his neighbors at a American style, them coming together, showing gumption, you know, patriotism for their country. You know, getting to know the people who live here. I'm just saying, heartwarming small story. And if you want that action-packed Patriot story, Sam Wilson's right there. I'm just saying.
Well, Sam doesn't have a book.
He doesn't? Oh man, then that's
like as much as I liked Sam's book, like you need to fix Steve. Dang it! Come on, his name, his legacy has just been thrown through the mud, run after run. You know. Do that. Like, which I'm at the point where Marvel, if you really hate Steve, Captain America, Steve and all that he stands for, if you find it problematic that he's a blonde white guy representing the best of America, then just put him on ice. Honestly,
literally put him on ice.
Put him on ice, yeah. Because clearly you guys didn't want to, don't really care for him. You want to push Sam, which is okay. But I don't want to see Steve as a shot up dog, who's just barely surviving. I want him to be put out of his misery. But J. Michael Straczynski, I have hope for you, buddy. I have hope. Okay. Okay. Sorry for that tangent. A lot of bottled up emotions there. So
this is the emotional rage episode of Phanatic. It was my turn, and then it was Cryptid's turn. So
soon it will be my turn.
Soon.
Gotcha. All right, then. With that, let's move on to the next one. Dang it, Austin was the one who brought up these picks.
Then we'll skip them. It'll save us time.
Okay. In that case, let's just go to the new Moon Knight announced after the death of Moon Knight.
That sounds like what they did with Kamala.
Well, no, she didn't get replaced.
I know, but still. Also, I haven't read the new Magneto book, but it kind of sounds like the Magneto book as well.
This honestly kind of sounds more like what's going on with Punisher, because now that Punisher's out of the picture, they're bringing a new guy, and they're doing the same thing with Moon Knight. But whereas Moon Knight is the white themed hero, apparently this new Moon Knight's gimmick is he's going to be the dark side of the moon.
You should have just said the black.
Darks. You never hear the black side of the moon. It's the dark side, Jake.
Always been the dark side of the moon. Get your facts straight.
Yeah. Thank you, Austin. We needed you here for tonight,
Austin,
man.
where are you? Stop going to sleep.
Because Austin is a Moon Knight fan, so he's more up to date of all this stuff than I am. So,
but
yeah, could be a nice shakeup. I don't see nothing really is going on with Moon Knight that's drawing massive eyes on it. So, okay, add another person as a mantle holder. Go ahead, I guess.
Can we take a quick pause? I gotta tell y'all something that just
okay, but quick pause.
It's quick, I promise. My friend sent to the group chat the bass boosted United States national anthem because we were making fun of the British. That's all.
Okay.
Aww.
Okay. That was indeed quick.
What the fuck is a kilometer?
I just had a thought, right? What if this new Moon Knight is just another personality of Mark Spector?
Could be.
Another alter? That's a possibility.
You could say, okay, Moon Knight may be dead, but Marvel could always weasel their way out and say, okay, the Moon Knight persona is dead, but there's a whole new persona now popping up. So, yeah.
All right. But we good?
Pretty much. Okay. Let's see. Let's move on to the next one. Does anybody want to announce this one?
What is it? I can't see. Is it we on we're on this
one?
No.
We got one more topic.
Go ahead. Luke Cage tie-in will have him go undercover. Isn't he the mayor?
Okay, here's the thing. The premise is this is for that big gang war event going on, right? And apparently it is things are going so bad in New York that Luke Cage, he just can't stay in the office. He feels like he needs to go into the front line, Which, okay, it's a premise I would like to see. You can make a story out of that. Both me and Austin are excited. He is getting a tie-in of his own. So, yeah, looks cool. But now we got a little bit more details as to how he's going to go about this. And you do see that he's going to be going under a disguise.
Okay.
So, let's see. Damn it. Let me see if I can try.
And he'll be called Johnny Cage.
No, he'll be called Nicolas Cage.
Ah, there you
go. But I do gotta say, like, the costume he picked, bad looking costume. I mean, this is not hiding your secret identity at all, you know? I'm going to try posting it for Jake and Witch on Discord. Hold on a sec. So they can see the picture. To look it up
yourselves. Sorry.
Sorry, audience.
Sorry,
this is why we need a tech. This is why we need a tech guy.
And not show you guys the pics.
Gotcha. Like, you still see Luke Cage's face. Like,
just Google it.
You guys see the picture I sent you, right?
Okay, but you're not really gonna. I don't think like the average Joe on the street's gonna be thinking that's our mayor. You know what I mean? That could just be any bald black guy. Do you know how many bald black guys there are in the world? I mean, you're probably not gonna be thinking about this.
No, here's what I think. Like, the villains are gonna be looking at him and saying, you know, he kind of looks a little bit like. Oh no. We're not gonna assume that all black guys look the same. So.
You really want to cross that thread?
So, okay, if he's gonna get a new alias, maybe a new name. I would think this is like, you remember in Teen Titans when Cyborg went undercover as Stone?
Yeah.
Is he just go by Cage?
Okay, you can go by that. Nah, that's too obvious.
You know why I say that? It's because Cyborg's real name is Victor Stone.
Oh yeah.
Okay. No, you should just call this. You should call his alias Powers. Cage Powers.
No, they should call him Lucas Powers. So it's like Luke, but it's still like, you know, it's Lucas Powers. There you
go. Gotcha. Anyway, that's really it. Austin will be the only other person who had more insight and reaction to this, but he ain't here. Of all the nights for Austin to be here, this was his night.
Bro, trying to guilt him the whole episode.
Wow, Austin, you really disappointed me. You could have talked about Star Wars Visions, but no.
To be fair, I think he's as sick of the Star Wars fan base as I am, so I don't think I think he's okay to take a break.
Just like I am with the Snyderverse. Come at me, Snyder fans.
Okay, let's move on before we go on another Star Wars tangent, because I think Jake is really excited to talk about this.
Yes. Well, no, you guys are, because you are obsessed with me actually reviewing something. That's not a. So anyway, let's find out what's next on its Sonic. I'm just kidding. I don't know. Sonic issue number 900.
And comic reviews.
By Jake Tylenol. So basically, Sonic has had a lot of comic adventures, okay? But and if you really put them all together, it makes the number 900. Now, just so people aren't confused, there is not 900 issues of Sonic IDW. Just in all of history, there have been 900 Sonic comics, from my understanding. So that's
not including Sonichu. We don't count that shit.
No, like in canon, like Sega approved material, there have been 900 issues of Sonic. So this is the celebrated. So this feels like if you read Archie Sonic, this feels like a classic era Sonic adventure. Basically, Sonic and Tails are just hanging out together. Oh, by the way, you're going to need a little bit of background to understand this plot. So this is really just for fans of the IDW, essentially. So basically, Sonic and Tails are just kind of hanging around each other, and they're like, man, we've gone on so many adventures. How many times have we won in a fight? Have we won our adventures? And then Tails' calculation, he's like, I think around 899. And he's like, oh, man, that's cool. And so then the Warp Topaz appears. Just so that people know, there was this character named Dr. Starline. He had a teleportation device called the Warp Topaz. It wound up being the only way to stop the zombie apocalypse in one of the biggest arcs ever. But it's back, supercharged by the Chaos Emeralds, and it's threatening to blow up the planet. So Sonic's like, oh, I guess this is my 900th adventure now. So the rules of this adventure are Sonic needs to carry the Warp Topaz, but the energy on it is so great that if Sonic holds it for too long, he'll die. So he needs to be able to temporarily give it to other people. this is a vehicle so that all of his friends can be in the comic. So every part of the issue is Sonic running into a friend, heading off the warp topaz to go on some mini adventure, and then boom. So now that I got that out the way, we can kind of skip through some things. Sonic runs into Amy. Amy and him go through through an adventure in Green Hill. There's a cute Son Amy moment. Glad it's there. It's part of Amy's character development. I just like seeing it. We move on. Next is Sonic meeting Knuckles. Knuckles winds up doing nothing. That's the joke, because Sonic just pawns the thing off to Metal Sonic. It's a whole thing. So next we get to Jesus, who was next? Was it the Babylon Road?
Egghead?
Eggman. You were actually right. It was Eggman. So Sonic, for no reason, is bullying Dr. Eggman on the way here, but it doesn't become any consequence. Eggman's practicing a robot. He's feeling good about himself. Sonic shows up and makes him feel bad and makes him feel like a loser, and then he leaves. So,
damn you, Sonic. Why can't you be nice?
Yeah, he says, oh, wow, Eggman, you're such a nerd. He's like, no, you're a nerd. Shut up. So,
I'm going to piss on the moon.
Yes. Yeah. So,
and I'm going to blame Obama.
There you go. Next up, Sonic runs into Blaze and Cream, I believe. Yeah, I don't think I'm skipping anyone. Yeah, it's Blaze and Cream. The real significance of this is that if you played Sonic Rush, Blaze, his first ever friend was Cream the Rabbit, because Blaze was an antisocial person, and Cream the Rabbit opened her up to the idea of having friends, and then Sonic taught her the value of teamwork and friendship and all the stuff. So these three together is like an important thing.
We don't know where Silver goes along, but I guess he just wanted a Grand Slam. And
Silver's a whole continuity mess, but he's fine. He's cool. So
he just wanted a Grand Slam. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah. So Sonic and Blaze and Cream go on an adventure because Cream is still thinking about the time that she saw her mom and her best friend turn into a zombie before her eyes. And then she did too, and it was pretty tragic to watch. So if you were the Cream the Rabbit fan, you just saw a 6-year-old die temporarily. So she was like, I don't want that to happen again. I want to be a part of this adventure. I know I'm too young, and you guys don't want me to come, but I'm gonna want to do it anyway. It's always like, shit, all right.
Tails goes along with all these adventures. And
yeah, but
crap.
Tails is like 8. She's 6. See the difference? Okay, I'm just saying. But anyway,
still children.
Sonic looks at this and he's like, shit, all right, let's do it. And so they go on their adventure together. They wind up not going far. It's actually pretty funny. They go through a bunch of portals, and when they come out the other side, they're just only like across the street. And Blaze is like, man, I'm sorry we didn't get too far. We didn't get far enough. And Sonic's like, no, we got far enough. Look, we got across the street. So he's like, he just runs off. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. Then we get to my least favorite part of the story. Okay. Sonic runs into the Babylon Rogues. The Babylon Rogues are from the Sonic Riders games. So they're Sonic's racing rivals. When Sonic drives hoverboards, these are his racing rivals. And they're also pirates who are aliens from another society. Pretty cool. They fight Sonic. They've never fought Sonic on foot before, and I'm glad they got to today, because now they can learn how terrible they are when Sonic's actually trying.
Oh,
damn!
Because hold nothing back, man.
Go get a red box.
The main contention between Sonic and the leader of the Babylon Rogues, Jet, his whole thing is like, oh, Jet's like, I'm the fastest thing on wheels, and Sonic's like, bitch, I'm the fastest thing alive. Shut up. So he's like, so Sonic gets to fight Jet and the Babylon Rogues on foot and pretty much trounces them. That was cool. I like that. I just like seeing that because I always thought about that in my head. But then Shadow shows up. So I want to give a brief history. Shadow is a great character, or he was, up until 2006. Ever since then, when he's come back, he has been an edgy edgelord. Okay?
So that's what's fun about him.
No, it's not. It's annoying, and every Sonic fan I know hates it. Okay? Shadow
what Sonic fans do you know? All the Sonic fans I know simply
Shadow used to be a very nuanced character. He didn't start fights with Sonic unless if he felt like he needed to, and he rarely ever did. After they first met, they're pretty much okay with each other. That has been their character ever since. Shadow needs a good reason to fight Sonic. He's just not going to casually do it. Okay? There is Shadow sees Sonic, and Sonic's like, oh, hey, Shadow, what are you doing here? Shadow's like, I just couldn't let a fool handle that much power. I'm like, shut up. So then he goes, okay, Sonic, you have two options. Either one, you give that warp topaz to my superior hands, or these superior hands are gonna beat the fuck out of you. I'm like, shut up. Like,
I don't think Shadow would curse.
No, he didn't curse. I'm adding that, but everything else he said was pretty much accurate. So
are you sure he just doesn't want to get a green diamond?
Also, which Shadow does curse in his game. So
yeah, in his game, where he wants to become the president of the United States.
Yes, but listen, Shadow would not say this traditionally. The reason Shadow says this now is because Sonic Team believes Sonic needs a rival, and Shadow is supposed to be his rival. But if
Knuckles was supposed to be his rival.
Knuckles was, but they're friends now. They're pretty much like brothers who argue a lot now.
That's all siblings.
Yeah. So Shadow is supposed to be Sonic's rival, but they don't really fight a lot. So they have these moments like this. If you ask Ian Flynn, the main writer of the comic, and Evan Stanley, they'll tell you, we don't like writing Shadow like this. We know you guys hate it. We're sorry, but we have to write him like this. So we're just kind of stuck with Shadow being like this. He has to be in the book because it's an anniversary title. Either way, it sucks. After this, I never want to see Shadow in the book again. I would just rather him not be in the book. But whatever. Sonic tricks Shadow and gets around him and escapes scot-free. And Shadow winds up fighting the Babylon Rogues, who say like, man, this is the ultimate, because the Babylon Rogues have never fought Shadow or really talked to him for that matter. So like, man, this is the ultimate life form. He's such a bitch. And Shadow's like, okay, let me teach you why you're the side characters. So he beats the dog shit out of him. Sonic takes the warp topaz to where it's supposed to be. It's like he has to find the right spot to do it. He does. He saves the day. He's like, woo, 900th adventure. We all did it, everybody. All my friends. It was a group effort. And that was basically the book. And so, like I said, it's not really deep. It's just a cool thing. Oh, and every time Sonic meets his friends, meets a new friend in the book, the art style changes, and with the Warp Topaz, you get a bunch of references to other games. Like when Sonic's with Blaze, they go to the Mediotech level from Sonic Riders briefly, stuff like that. There's a lot of cool references in here, a lot of cool places they teleport. It's if you're a Sonic fan, this is a good book for you. If you're a newcomer, you don't really have to read this. This isn't going to really get you into Sonic. But, it's just a fun book. It's a fun issue. I recommend it to Sonic fans. So there you go. Also, read Sonic IDW from the beginning. It's really cool. So.
No, go read Gem and the Holograms IDW. Then
you can read. You can read both. So,
okay.
One shorter.
Yeah, I didn't want to take too much of your time. That's why I was just kind of skipping through it. So there you
go. See that, audience? Savor the time of Jake talking about a comic. For once.
Ready for the book to close out the night?
Go ahead, Witch. Do the honors.
Well, we're both going to talk about it. But yeah, we're talking about Contest of Chaos, Venom v. Deadpool.
Yay.
Or as my brother used to call him, yeah, don't worry about it. All you need to know is that he added another P.
Just go on,
in
man.
his defense, he was like 8. Anyways, so... Yeah.
Why is this book a big deal, Witch?
Oh, you want to know why?
Go ahead.
You want to know why?
Say it.
Valentine's in it.
Yeah. This book was written by Alyssa Wong.
And if you have Alyssa Wong in Deadpool, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna have Valentine.
Yay! I like seeing them pop up wherever they are. I really
want to cosplay Valentine, specifically, the one from their zoo date. And then the one where they're the Horned Emperor. I want to do both of those.
Wait, how are you going to make the horns work?
Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. There's a will, there's a way. Cosplayers do the weirdest things, okay?
Gotcha. But you don't just see Valentine here. Guess who else you see?
You can see Princess.
Yay.
Doesn't Princess have a different name?
Nah, that's what Deadpool calls their Carnage dog. So
that's true. Okay, so basically it starts off where Wade is going to take Princess out for a walk, like a normal pet owner would do, Obviously people are a little bit freaked out and all that other stuff, just normal stuff. And so Wade gets dragged away on a balloon to an amusement park.
under the sewer.
Under the
And
sewer. The
and
second time
he
tonight we talk about sewers
yep, and
where
Wade is
he
like
has to fight
Wade
Venom.
yep, and Wade is like, oh my god, is this a cheat? Is this a poor man's version of Pennywise? We can only afford the balloon, but we can't afford the clown.
For real, at least give me the clown. Jesus.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, no, they have to fight each other, and they're like, "Huh? I don't want to fight this nerd," you know. But they
they
kind of
they
have to.
they teleport to Coney Islands, and
In the
of course,
sewer.
yep, and of course, Deadpool's like, this could be a great spot to bring Valentine to, and then that's when Venom pops up. Now, audience, gotta remember, Venom is Dylan right now, since Eddie is dealing with his own crap right now. But Dylan basically, he's in the typical form of Venom. 6 foot
The one
tall,
we all know and
muscular.
love.
Yep. So yeah, they get summoned here, and you have Agatha communicating through one of the stuffed bunnies, right? Telling them, yeah, you're
Keep in
going
mind,
to be in
it's
a
not
con.
old Agatha; it's young Agatha. So she's
Yep,
causing more havoc.
yep. Easy on the eyes, Agatha. But anyway, she's telling Deadpool and Venom they're in a contest, and for this challenge, there are 6 balloons out there in this amusement park. Whoever gets the most balloons wins.
To any of the audience who can't fathom how this works, just think of that one mini game in Mario Kart, where you have the balloons, and if all your balloons get destroyed, you lose. Just think of like that, but you can get more
Mm-hmm.
than like 4 balloons.
Yep. And Deadpool's like, wait a minute. There's 6 balloons out there, and there are 2 of us. That's an even number. What's going to happen if we tie? And the bunny's like, there are no ties. Let the challenge begin.
Yeah, They're playing Mario Kart without the
Hmm.
carts. I wish it would have been in carts. That would have been hilarious.
Yeah. Oh man, that should have been it.
That would have been
But
hilarious, like bumper cars,
yeah,
but with
that
Deadpool and Venom.
that is so a Deadpool shit right there.
I mean, they're in a fucking amusement park. Like, this is a pretty Deadpool thing, and he has a freaking bazooka.
Hmm. But anyway, they both end up getting 3 balloons each, so that's when the tiebreaker comes out, right? And Agatha's telling them, okay, the winner is whoever could take all the balloons off the other person. And they fight, and puts up a fight. It's not an
Yeah, he gets his
easy
arm
match.
ripped off. By the way,
The, the arm that he had all the balloons tied to, and Venom just bites it off, and that's when he's declared the winner.
so I guess no more Deadpool Valentine for us for a while.
Yeah,
Fanfic
which is
writers, get
sad.
on this, man! Like Jesus, you got a decent amount of material here. I have
And
friends who write fan fiction, so I'm gonna just hit them up and be like, "Can you write a fan fiction between these two? Thank you."
yeah, show what the carnival date would look like,
Yeah, they had a zoo date. Why not have a
Mhm.
carnival date where some havoc happens? Not with
Yeah,
havoc. Havoc is dealing with stuff with Madeline Pryor right now. You know what I meant.
yeah, yeah. And to be honest, I was really hoping Deadpool wins this. Not because, like, I'm just a huge Deadpool fanatic, but also because Deadpool, you fought against Carnage, bro.
But
Venom
like at the
Jr.
same time,
Venom,
do you think he
Venom.
really wants to be a part of Agatha's little game?
Yeah, true that. But I mean, Venom Jr. Man, come on. I think you could have taken him.
I know he
And
could
plus,
have, but did he really want to though?
and plus, which if he had won that match, who's to say Valentine couldn't possibly pop up in his next adventure down the line in this series,
I mean, the next one of these is Cyclops versus Captain Marvel, so
Oh, and who's excited for that, really?
the Scott Summers and Carol Danvers stands maybe. I don't know.
I mean, like these past couple of matches, I mean, we've all been interested in them. Between Deadpool and Venom, Spider Gwen and White Fox. Most definitely Moon Knight and
Versus
Taiwan.
Taiki.
I
I'll tell
call him
you. I'll teach you
Taiwan.
how to say it later.
I'll call him Taiwan. We agreed on that.
Yeah, but every time you say his name, I always think of the country, and I'm like, he's not from Taiwan, though.
Well, blame the writer for not giving him a different name. But anyway,
was there a Wolverine one?
Yes, he went up against Spider-Man and he won.
That sounds about right.
Yep. But anyway,
can I be honest with you about something that's kind of related to this? Well, that is related to this book.
Go ahead. Yep.
I don't really like the fact that they made Agatha young.
I'm not too invested in Agatha to really have a problem with that. I mean, she's not going to be young forever. I mean, I feel like they're going to give her Shang Tsung treatment where she's going to be bouncing between being old and young, you know?
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But I always thought it was more interesting that we had an older magic user, you know? Because a lot of the magic users we know are, like, younger. Like, either a mix of teenagers or, like, middle age.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Oh, we'll see. So far, Agatha has the winners on her team who she's controlling, which are Takuki, Wolverine, Storm, White Fox, and now Venom. Oh yeah, and Human Torch. But yeah,
all the Johnny stands are gonna go wild, like the two I know.
Gotcha. Anyway, yeah, that's it for the book. And wow, that's it for tonight.
Yes.
I know.
And what?
See,
that was an actual short episode.
Yeah, see, I told you guys we'd finish soon.
Don't make it a habit. What I will say though is this. I don't know. I don't have anything. I was hoping to come up with something. No, which socials?
Oh, hi, socials. Yeah, you can you can subscribe to us first of all because I said so. 2, you can follow the Twitter account at Comic Phanatic 69. I will be posting stuff there, because I can. And then also you can follow the Instagram at Comic Phanatic 2.0. I just posted a new art piece for y'all so that you guys can go like it, put on your story. I don't know, add some fun music to it. I don't care. Add a GIF. You can follow me on Twitter at Witch of Jotun with an E, not with a U. I still have not changed that, and I don't really plan on it anytime soon. And you can follow me on freaking TikTok and Instagram at witch_of_Jotunheim. And if you find my link tree, yeah, feel free to follow the other stuff too. I really don't care. And yeah. Go watch the new season of Black Butler when it comes out.
Definitely.
Go read Alyssa Wong's Deadpool 2 because I said so.
Also buy Star Trek Resurgence.
Go read Briar 2 because I'm still waiting for Chris Cantwell to get off his ass and finish writing it.
And go buy Captain America if you want to show your patriotism.
I thought you wanted. I thought you didn't want people to support Captain America's new direction.
Well, this new direction seems like it's going to be going to patriotism route, or at least it'll make you like Steve.
Okay. Also, one last thing. Go read Ed Brisson's Alpha Flight Run because issue 2 is coming out on Wednesday. Woo!
A preview of what to expect for the next live stream, guys.
Also, I don't like the game. I don't like the game that much, but you know, go play Sonic Frontiers. The new DLC is free. You know, if you have it, get the DLC for free.
Free DLC.
Yeah, and if you don't have Sonic Frontiers, get it on sale. You know, don't worry about it.
Gotcha.
Also, no one buy the freaking Alpha Flight Omni because I'm going to buy it. Just kidding, buy it. But I want to buy it too.
Gotcha.
Save one for me.
All right, audience. That's it. Fanatics out.